Hey, are you a Fuji shooter who is interested in getting into real estate photography? Well, stick around for this video because my name is Jared. I own Prime Real Estate Imaging, and we're a company who's been shooting real estate photography and videography for well over 2 years now. Thousands of listings worth millions of dollars, and I'm going to share with you the 3 Fuji lenses I think you should consider if you want to start your real estate photography business. Stick around. Now, I just finished up here at one of my real estate listings, and I figured I'm just gonna come to you with this video right now where I'm at, because am I the only one who doesn't care if you shoot these videos in your home office with like your shelves with all your gear behind you showing off with cool LED lights? I don't know, maybe it's just me. We are on site and we're talking about what we used today. I'm gonna jump right into the first 2 lenses that I think are the most important that you should consider. Now, you may just think, oh, I just need to get a wide lens. And there's lots of videos on this, but I have been shooting Fuji for real estate for over 2 years now, and I've used these first 2 lenses, I don't know, hundreds of times, maybe 1,000. So that is what I'm gonna come at you today. That brings me to the Fuji 10-24 OIS lens. This lens comes in at only $1,000, which that may seem like a lot, but considering what else is available and what you're getting in this lens, it's worth every penny. And you can actually find a lot of these lenses used on eBay for close to probably $700 if you're looking to save some money. And I think that's okay, because let's talk about the build quality of this lens. I've been using this lens for over 2 years now, and it has held up every single time I've used it. Autofocus is quick, snappy, the lens is sharp. It probably looks best around f8, which is a common f-stop for real estate photographers. It's very wide. It's giving you that 15 to 35 full frame equivalent lens look on our crop sensor Fujis, which if you're watching other YouTubers and other videos about real estate photography or real estate lenses, that's a very common focal range that people are using. And so if you want a similar look, you're gonna wanna get this 10-24. And one of my favorite parts of this lens is its optical image stabilization. Now, when I started shooting with Fuji, I was using a camera that didn't have IBIS. And that didn't last for long because I quickly upgraded to the XH1, but I have the XT3 here, and there's no stabilization in this camera, but with the stabilization in this lens, it just blows me away every time I need to with how far I can push that slow shutter speed. It does a great job every time. Now, the cons are it is only an f4 lens. It is kind of soft around f4. I'm usually at 5.6 or higher. It really depends on the home and the situation and the type of environment that I'm shooting in. It's a great focal range to actually use for some detail shots, but I'm always left with wanting a little bit more, wishing it was closer to like an f2.8. And other than that, the aperture ring, it just keeps on spinning. It just keeps on spinning. One of the things I love about shooting on these Fuji cameras is I can look down and have all my settings dialed in before I even turn the camera on. And I can't really do that with this lens because there are no aperture markings. It just keeps spinning, at least as far as I know. But overall, you're getting a great lens for a great price that performs very, very high and actually is a pretty nice compact size. Definitely recommend looking into this lens. Next, we are jumping into the ginormous and what I call the glorious, I should double G's there, Fuji 8-16 f2.8 lens. This is one of Fuji's most expensive lenses, and it comes from their Pro line of zooms. So the pros right off the top are, it is an 8 to 16 millimeter lens, which is crazy wide. It comes in super handy when you're shooting smaller homes and you want to make the space just look a little bit bigger. And if you're thinking about full frame, it is that 12 to 24 equivalent. And I know Sony just came out with a 12 to 24 f2.8, and it's like, what, like $3,000? Very expensive, but a very desired zoom range for some specific style of shooting, and I think real estate photography is one of those uses. I love the results that I get with this lens. It just gives a great, sharp, detailed image, and it is built like a stinking tank. The cons aren't many, but first off is the obvious. It's $2,000. It's so expensive. I think it's one of Fuji's most expensive lenses. And the size, when you compare it to the 10 to 24, it is so much heavier and so much larger. So if you are wanting to shoot video with this, it can be much harder to balance it on a gimbal. Now, while you're getting a wider focal length than you are on the 10 to 24, and you are getting f2.8, you are sacrificing not having OIS, optical image stabilization. So depending on the camera that you're shooting with, or the type or style of real estate photography you're shooting, that may be a deal breaker, and you may want to go with the 10 to 24 with the stabilization. But knowing that this is such a well-built lens, you can find these used on eBay. Like, I found this one for $1,200, saving me $800 on a lens I was gonna buy anyways. So consider looking for these online. The last lens we're going to talk about is the Viltrox 56mm f1.4. Now, this is my newest lens that I've added to my real estate bag, and I've been using this for my detailed shots. And the pros are simple. It only costs $330, and it has an aperture of f1.4, giving you all the bokeh you have ever wanted in your entire life. Some of the cons can be reliability issues. Some shooters have had some issues. I personally have not. I actually have all the Viltrox lenses. I've done a few reviews on them, so I'll put the link up above or down below, and if you want to learn more about these lenses, you can check out that video. And the other issue is, it is a declicked aperture, so it spins. Lots of times when I'm shooting, I'll be starting at like f1.4, and next thing you know, after I'm running around shooting, moving around, it's moved to like f2. So you just want to keep an eye on that. But I think it's a great lens to add to your bag if you or your real estate agents that you work with want those detailed, creamy looking shots. I hate it when photographers say creamy. I'm sorry I just did that. I hope this video was helpful for you if you've been wondering what lenses to get into for real estate photography. If you would like to follow my real estate page, I'll actually link the Instagram down below. You can kind of see some of the results that we get with these lenses for photo and video. Now, I didn't really address shooting real estate video with these lenses or on Fuji, because that's going to be another video. There's a whole nother type of frame of mind and pros and cons that we need to consider when doing real estate video. So if you haven't subscribed already, please consider clicking the button down below for more content like this. With all the videos on the internet that you could be watching, the fact that you took time out of your day to watch this video, I just greatly, greatly appreciate it. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.